Weather Center. For the Beaumont and the Banning area for the daytime hours, there'll be mostly sunny skies. Those highs expected in the lower 60s. For the daytime hours in the IE area, sunny skies in abundance, highs in the mid 60s. And for the daytime in the Coachella Valley, sunny skies, highs in the lower 70s. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. Good to have you on today's show. We've got Jesse Sanchez over there, and Jesse's not feeling good about the weekend's news. What's going on over there, Jesse?
Good morning. Oh, I feel great. I was having a very decent weekend, and then it all crumbled when someone told me Bob Saget passed away. I didn't even believe it. I'm like, wait, what? Who? No.
Yeah. Well,
You
that's...
know, I instantly grabbed my phone. I was like, oh my God, don't let it be true. And then it was everywhere.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see that. That's news to me. Absolutely. I did see his face pop up on one picture, but I figured, okay, I mean, he's a funny guy. He's obviously in the news about, maybe saying something he probably shouldn't have, because usually, right? That's usually, if anything, that's kind of the thing that usually comes out. So I'm not gonna lie, it's not something I expected. I don't think it's a lot. It's like the Betty White thing, right? Betty White, and then a couple others as well. But evidently dead at 65, so young, right?
Right? He was still young. He had so many more years to go. So it was a bit of a shock. I don't think they say why he passed away. I think it's still unknown for right now.
Yeah, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen are paying tribute again to their TV dad. The twins, who as youngsters shared the role of Michelle Tanner on the hit sitcom Full House, mourned the loss of Bob Saget, who died suddenly Sunday at the age of 65. Who, of course, played the family patriarch on the series, which ran for 8 seasons, beginning in 1987. Did you watch all those seasons, by the way? I was a huge fan of
You
Full
talk about
House.
House? Oh God. ABC was the channel to watch back in the early 90s. Like Family Matters, all that
Yeah,
stuff. TGIF, you always got to watch Full House. And then always I used to watch him on American's Funniest Home Videos. He brought us the cat videos before the internet, so
that's true. That's actually true. I remember
hmm
thinking his corny lines were corny, but that's just who he was when it was on TV. And then I remember hearing about his stand up like in person, and it's a completely not G rated, right? So, and I think people were kind of like put off by that up to a point, because they were so used to his kind of like G rating as a family man, and then all of a sudden they hear him being crashed and all that, and they're like, what are we getting at the end of the day? And sometimes people don't understand comedians when they're like in a, if you have a 2 alcohol minimum, trust me, they're gonna get vulgar, right? They're gonna get right. They're gonna get pretty un-PG, right? So that was what he was known for. He was known for being un-PG, which I think he was like, why do you guys not get this? But I don't think he understood. Everybody saw him as the family man, a Full House. So you kind of go like, but it's just, it's part of who he, was at the time. So this is sad. He went on to reprise his role in the Netflix sequel Fuller House that ran from 2016 to 2020. The Olsens have left acting, of course, and now helm a fashion empire. I didn't know that. They remain close to Saget, though, whom they met when they started on Full House as infants. Ashley and Mary Kate, I love so much, he said in a 2021 during an appearance of On Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum's podcast. He said, when I'm in New York or when they're here, when we can, we see each other. And that makes sense, right? A lot of fans are gathering outside the Tanner house to pay tribute to Bob Saget. Fans gathered outside of the home in San Francisco where Full House was filmed, leaving flowers and signs of affection for actor Bob Saget, who died on Sunday. One fan said, it's sad news. He was the dad of the 90s for everyone. Loved the show, not just Full House, but everything that he did. Another fan said that he was a cultural icon who raised a generation of Americans. Of course, his character in Full House was significant at the time as he played a single dad with all the complexity that character brought. And I think that was the interesting thing about that show. because you saw it from a guy's point of view, being the ones to raise the kids, right? Like that was kind of the thing of it, right? So, which I think was a great show, and it gave them all like a huge, big, um, kind of like in front row and center of how a house as mixed up as it is, everybody could pitch in and raise a pretty cool family, right? Isn't that kind of what Full House was about?
Pretty much, like, what was it? His wife passed away, and he needed help raising his kids. So you know what? He called his brother-in-law and his best friend. They all moved in together, and they helped raise his kids. So I always thought it was just like, wow. So when somebody was struggling, the family stepped in and helped raise the kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, everybody's going to come out with their stories about, the kind of man he is, the kind of man he was. So especially comedians. Comedians all, roll with each other usually. Sometimes in front of the camera, sometimes behind the camera, sometimes on stage, and sometimes behind the stage. And a lot of people don't realize his stand-up routine was pretty consistently the V word, vulgar, right? So, but that was just Bob. But I think at the end of the day, I think we're gonna probably want to know, why did he die suddenly, right, on a Sunday night at the age of 65? He's very very young. I mean, you don't see
Right?
that happening at 65.
Right?
65,
65.
you got years to go.
Right? That's like the new 30. 65 is too young.
Yeah, it's too
Want
young.
him to hit the hundreds like almost Betty White, which she should have hit it.
Yeah, and that you kind of go, okay, I get it, but even then, right, it doesn't make sense. So I think at the end of the day, we're probably going to be wondering what is the situation that happened over there, if we're ever going to find out. I've noticed lately on certain celebrity deaths that they sometimes don't even say what they died of, if you've noticed. But I do hope that somebody understands this pretty soon as to what it was or why it was. And if he died suddenly, I'm just gonna say this. I hope it did so in the way, like, you go to sleep and then you all of a sudden you don't know where you're at, but all of a sudden you're there. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to die of suffocation, for example. I wouldn't want to die of that. You know what I mean? That there's, that and that's what. And I'm gonna be very real with you right now. I've been having a couple conversations with people with the virus, and I've had a couple people with coronavirus literally fight it right here, right now. This weekend for me, in talking to several people that I have, more people than ever have coronavirus that I never even thought would have coronavirus, if that makes any sense. And some are in Vegas, sick. I corresponded with a good friend. Actually, we've had her on the show in the past in Vegas, and she's currently sick with coronavirus. And so I said, look, if breathing becomes a difficulty, you make sure you go to the hospital. And she asked me, is that really a thing? I said, yeah, it is. It could go from bad to worse overnight. I had another conversation with another very trusted friend, and I said, you look, there is no way I'm not going to check up on you, because I have a situation that I know. I know too many people that have either suffered from coronavirus or are dead because of coronavirus. So I never like to scare people, but I like to say, hey, this is what can happen. This is what they're not saying, okay? And families really need to start sharing their experiences with each other. Even if you're in the same house with others, you need to check up on each other. People have been dead on the floor in their room when other ones think that they're just resting. Recently, a parent found their youth, who at the age of 13 died, but they thought they were sleeping the whole time. Nope, died in their sleep. Okay, due to, honestly, not being able to breathe. So this is a very, very complex situation, but if you think you feel more sick than most, go to your nearest hospital, check yourself in, and make sure you get it taken care of. It does not matter how young you are right now. And I will say this, I know a lot of people go, well, I'm going to be healthy. I'm healthy. I'm a healthy, whatever age I am. But if a person at 13 can die, what makes you think you're any stronger, right? And all of a sudden, by the way, trust me, that mother is grieving right now. But my point is this. A lot of people need to start making sure to say, hey, I'm okay checking myself in to the hospital. Okay, worst case scenario, which I know some are doing actually, they turn you away. Right? They say, well, it's not that bad, but at least get that diagnosis. Right? If you have a hard time breathing, it can go from bad to worse, like that, and unfortunately, so in a really bad way. With my friend who actually ended up dying last year, she got so I don't want to use that word, but I'm going to have to use it, asphyxiated, that she was confusing to her own family. She wasn't making any sense because she didn't have enough oxygen to her head. Now, I will say this, if you want to self-treat yourself, although I still say you need people to check up on you almost daily just to double ensure that you're okay, you want to make sure to see, and Walmart has these, by the way, I forget what they're called, but they're able to determine the oxygen in your body. Okay? It's like a thermometer for your head, right? So, and I know this because my goddaughter, who actually was taking care of the whole family that got sick, even though her mom died, she took care of her whole family, and thankfully they all got well. But as of most recently, with this new strain, one of them got sick and died and then spit up the blood, as I told you about. That was the one. But blood oxygen levels are very important to your body. And if that suffers because of coronavirus, which it can, these are the things that they don't talk about all the time. But I'm trying to educate you guys on this. It's called a pulse oximeter. It's basically a small device that clips to your finger. It's very unassuming. And then it determines the ratio of red blood cells that are carrying oxygen to those that are empty. Checking or monitoring is non-invasive, doesn't hurt. And worst case scenario, if it's really, really low, or if your hands, or maybe you get a little purplish there, that's a bad sign, right? That's a bad sign. But don't wait for it to get there, because if it doesn't get to the head, you get asphyxiated, or basically you start not making sense even to yourself. There's a lot of ways that can happen, but when it comes to coronavirus, it's one of the very quick things that you'll see happen in a really bad way. A lot of people aren't even talking about vaping, but in a way, vaping gets to the lungs, and that could create problems too. We're starting to see some new news on that and how that's going to create a problem as well for people, just because of the smoke inhalation and the vapor that gets into your lungs. Remember, one of the worst things that coronavirus tackles, other than other things, obviously, is the lungs. And so if you have a hard time breathing, or you start wheezing, or you start having shortness of breath, those are all signs you need to go to the hospital. That's why they put some people, and I hate to scare people like this, but intubators is a last resort, because an intubator means they need to get oxygen to you. And I know this because of my sister's situation, which happened early last year of February, where she was in the hospital, but because she was becoming purple and blue on her hands, she was having less and less oxygen, honestly, to her head. But she had blood levels dropping. She had everything that could go bad happening against her, and they had to intubate her. And she was on there for, I want to say, 6 to 7 days. Now, I will say this. She did get well in the end, and she survived. But sometimes it requires worst case scenario before you get well. But in some people, without going to the hospital at all, it's basically like, are you going to live to tell the tale another day? And that's the question of the day. And if you have family, trust me, your family needs to know if you have coronavirus. Okay, I'm monitoring the situation with my mom, and a situation with my aunt. For those that already know, my other aunt died a couple years ago. Unfortunately, now my only remaining aunt currently has it, and so does my cousin. And evidently, maybe even the other family members in that same house do as well. But we're all watching it very carefully. So I'm not saying, here I am trying to give. Are you okay, Jesse? What's going on? What are you researching there?
No, I'm just researching variants and something that Viviana said, and I really wish I didn't Google it.
Babies?
What happened?
What did you wish you didn't?
A couple new variants, and all I Googled was Deltacron, which was a combination of Delta and Omicron, and yeah, news reports all around it.
Well, okay, not gonna lie, that one I totally understand, and here's why. people are doing the Flurona, right? But Flurona is stupid. I'll tell you why. Yeah, they're saying, well, people are getting coronavirus and the flu. Yeah, no, duh. I told you this last year, right?
Yeah.
I called this out. I said it's obvious if you have a cold or you have the flu, sometimes people get both, right? I said worst case scenario. What if you get coronavirus and the flu? What happens next, right? But the flu oftentimes is the flu with the runs and other such things, right? Coronavirus is the one you don't want. The majority of people will get okay from the flu. That's why they have the flu shot. But a good majority will not get okay from coronavirus compared to the flu. If you look at the numbers and the math, it actually makes sense. Now, having said that, this is something that we've been saying for quite some time, but now they're finally causing awareness. I'm kind of glad that they are. I said just because you have one variant doesn't mean you can't get another variant. And the is the worst one known to us right now because it's the silent. How can I say it? It's that one that goes in, even though you have a vaccination, and it can combine with others and make it worse for you in the end, even if you have a vaccination. I literally have had several people still tell me, well, I have the vaccination, so I should be fine. I go, you don't get it. People that have the vaccination are getting this and getting in the hospital. That's what the media is not sharing as much as they want to because the numbers are off. Remember when I shared with everybody Friday the 36,000 from the other one? Well, it literally went up that very afternoon to 46,000. That's in less than hours. 46,000 reported cases in one day. That's not 46,000 in the whole nation. That's in the LA County. That's horrible. So if you need to go to the hospital, go to the hospital and get it taken care of before there are no more hospital beds available. Get to be that person, okay? Take care of it ahead of time before they say, we have no more capacity. Because guaranteed that's going to happen probably in 3 weeks, okay? You do not want to be shuffled off to another hospital where you say, oh, can I get help here? Because trust me, doctors and hospitals are not wanting to take people now with coronavirus because it is a mess, okay? We're going to come back with that information as well because we want to, spread information that you can use, not information you can't use. And there you go. Okay, we'll be back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today. You're running out of letterhead. What do? Lithopass Printing. You need business cards. Now what? Lithopass Printing. Invitations to a wedding? Lithopass Printing in Banning is the answer. Lithopass Printing can provide banners, signs, and blueprints. Think of Lithopass Printing in Banning for quality graduation, birthday party, and baby shower invitations. Lithopass Printing also provides lamination, faxing, and photo prints. If you need it inked, make it Lithopass Printing. Lithopass Printing in Banning.
Express Frame thanks our troops and veterans for everything they've done so fearlessly for us on a daily basis. Send letters or care packages and get blood. Also offer a veteran a job or discount on your local product. It'll be greatly appreciated. That's from Sue and Alex of Express Frame, your complete framing experts with a reputation that precedes them. For more information, call 760-773-9228. Veteran discounts available. That's Express Frame in Palm Desert, the area's best for your framing needs. And they're waving their flags high, saying USA all the way.
Take KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
New teen driver in the family? Just bought your first home? Have a new bundle of joy? Every life change matters, and by reviewing your insurance policy with Little & Sons Insurance Services, you could be benefiting with big savings. Little & Sons Insurance Services, a family-owned insurance agency who values the old-fashioned way of doing business. They work for you, not an insurance company, meaning your best interests are at heart. They can custom tailor your policy based on specific needs at a price you can afford. Home, auto, or business, you're covered. Call 1-844-9-LITTLE. That's 1-844-9-LITTLE, or go online to little-sons.com. That's littlesons.com.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Jesse, what's the research you're doing over there?
I was just reading that news article about that Deltacron. So I'm assuming Omicron and Delta had a baby. But no, there's a lot of shocking stuff that happened on the weekend. Like I have one that I kind of made my jaw drop.
What made your jaw drop, Jesse?
Well, it happened in Brazil. I don't know if you heard about that.
Nope.
So apparently there was these there's boaters, and they were just I'm assuming this lake, or they were checking out this waterfall, and the side of the cliff just collapsed on them, and it took some of their lives. Let me see. I'm trying to get the video here, posted in the chat. So 10 people died when a cliff collapsed onto tourist boats on a lake in Brazil. Officials said Sunday after the bodies of two missing. Okay, so yeah, some people died. A lot of people got injured, but like they were on this lake, and the whole side of the cliff just collapsed on them. I'm surprised you didn't hear about that one.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been watching a lot of nature stuff, and it's almost, if I shared with you some of the stuff that I've seen, you would go, "Let's stay in California. I'm good." There are areas. No, I kid you not. Some of it looks fake, and it's not. There are certain, and I've shared this on a Sunday broadcast. All of a sudden, I told people watch world news and world like disasters. There are moments that I go, "How is that even possible?" There was one, like, you know how hail usually is the size of like little tiny pebbles. Imagine the size of about this size of what is that, like a fastball going sideways, because the miles per hour is like 120 miles per hour, anywhere from like 80 to 120 miles per hour, going sideways, jutting at you rather than falling from the sky. Isn't that weird?
Hail the size of softballs going sideways?
Yeah, I kid you not. It's on YouTube. And they're not even fake videos. They're like weekly adventures of the world and nature. And I watch these, so nothing surprises me anymore. I see some weird things. I've seen earthquakes in Mexico and in other areas where, like, all of a sudden a whole place squashes a person. He sees it, it squashes him, and he's dead. And then the lady actually was on the edge of it, so she went into she didn't know what the heck was coming at her, but a whole house like imploded or exploded kind of out into like where she's at. She survived. He did it. That's on the video. I've been watching a lot of stuff thanks to my mom. My mom watches YouTube on Roku. I'm not going to lie. At first I thought, okay, maybe this is not real. But then I said, nope, it's real. So nothing phases me anymore, Jesse.
Right. And it's just like, the sad part is, from what I read, is these apparently they known that it might collapse, so that's what makes it worse.
That's the worst part.
And we're like, if you knew that it was going to collapse, why are you taking people there?
That's the other part. Yeah. So this was in Brazil, right?
Yes, it happened in Brazil.
Our Brazilian friends.
I put the link in the Facebook thing so people can see the video. It was shocking. I was like, wow.
All right, well, good. Thank you for doing that. For those of you wondering, if you're listening to us on the radio or Alexa or the app KMET 1490 AM, we're giving you a little perspective of as to where we go and how we do it. Just click on the link Jesse just posted there in the chat room, and you can also participate with her. Participate with us. Also, what I was going to say is I want to participate with those. watching us online. Stephanie Reed, hello, happy editing this glorious snowy awesomeness busy day ahead. She's in Cleveland, Ohio. And let's see, Viviana there. Thank you for tuning in. George Zamora tuning in as well. Stephanie says last night the Chargers had a really close game with the Raiders. That's good to know, right? That's always fun. I know some people are like, boy, is it dismal on the show. We're just trying to create awareness. That's it. Patricia Sauer says, good morning. Says, so many variants. We needed to get on top of this earlier. There was so much confusion and then attitude about being safe. You know what? Thank you for saying that, Patricia. That's probably one of the wisest things I'm hearing right now from you, because that's what we have seen. We have seen people kind of be, especially last June, July, and August. I told my mom, enjoy it while it's here, because this is the nice part of it. But remember, we're not out of the woods. And she said, okay. And she's always been cautious ever since. Thank God. But she didn't buy into this whole, oh, we're out of it. I remember her saying, why are people acting like they're out of it? They're not out of it. And now here we are in it in the worst way possible, right? Patricia Sommer says, also many who survive severe illness have long-term symptoms called long-haul COVID. That's absolutely true as well. Thank you for saying that. That's why you do not want to get coronavirus to begin with, because I do have a friend, unfortunately due to the one member who did die. I talked to one who was in that hospital. Remember I said the mother of, the goddaughter who I help out, she has a sister, her aunt basically, and she's the one who was in the hospital 9 weeks, but even now can barely breathe still. And that's well after she's out of the hospital. But again, that's after 9 weeks of being in the hospital, and that was as of last year. So pretty much, again, yeah, about this time, same time. So yeah, that's the thing too. So just don't get it. Yeah, she said oximeter ? Yeah, that's what you have to get. And then you can check your own levels or that of your family members if they do have coronavirus, just to make sure. Let's see. Viviana says, babies and up to 4 years are being hospitalized. Babies have small airways. Infants, so sad. There are a couple more new variants besides the ones from France. Yeah, but the France one is the one that we're looking at very closely. That one, I believe in the next 3 months, we're going to have to talk about very, very soon. So remember that, Jesse, okay? Remember, you're the one that brought us awareness of the France one. That's what we're probably going to forever call it, because that one's going to be a problem for us in the next couple of months. And Patricia says, it is better for us to know. I agree with you. Again, that's wise right there. Ellie says, good morning to all. Very sad to hear all bad news. So sad. Please take care out there. Thank you for that. Freddie Garcia is watching as well. And like Jesse says, it's better to know, but sometimes I just want to be ignorant and stay in a bubble. And sometimes it feels like that, right? But it's really one of those things where we don't want to be in that, because at least when we go out, we wear a face mask, right? We're not gonna be the guys on the plane going, how dare you make me wear a face mask? How dare you want me to not get sick? How dare you not want me to have a $30,000 bill at the end of the day? Maybe a $180,000 bill at the end of the day. How dare you? I should say that, Oh, you're okay paying that amount. Good to know. You must be a millionaire, right? Yeah, seriously. Ellie says, hope your sister are doing better. Our prayers for her and your mom. Thank you, Ellie, for that, for saying that. Yes, we're dealing with that situation as we speak, and hopefully she'll get her shot that she needs. She was supposed to get her shot in October and November, but sometimes the world throws their stuff at you, and you just say, can you stop throwing us stuff like that, please? So there you go. So thank you for praying for us. We appreciate you more than you know. Let's see. Stephanie Reed says it's snowing or light sprinkles snowfall. Omar Castillo, thank you for tuning in. And then Patricia says, yeah, it is overwhelming. Okay, so let's take a quick little break. We're going to be back with more right after these messages.
What is commitment, and why is it so hard to achieve? The new book, Committed, by Dr. Carmen Hara and Alexandra Hara, will make you reevaluate the way you think about love. Committed is a relationship manual that unfolds in 2 parts: the work you need to perform on the inside and the 7 distinct archetypes you'll encounter on the outside. Committed, a new book available on Amazon by Dr. Carmen Hara and Alexandra Hara, will help to find and keep the love you deserve. Committed, available now on
Hello, I'm Dr. Furjan Zain. I'm a psychotherapist and a life coach for the past 30 years, and I'm the originator of the Awareness Integration Therapy. I'd love to be able to support you in any matters of life that shows up for you that you need support. So call me at 818-648-2140. I am available to do online therapy or coaching, anyone who's around the world. And you can also join me in my office in San Clemente, California, if you'd like to come to the office. So call me at 818-648-2140 or go to fujon.com. I look forward to hearing from you and having the opportunity to support you in things that are in your life and you just want to excel and create an amazing life for yourself and everyone around you.
The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning is distinctively suited for your travel time out of the car. Off the road, you'll find a courteous, welcoming staff in spacious rooms with desks, flat-screen HD TVs, and comfortable furnishings. Enjoy the complimentary breakfast buffet, high-speed internet, and fitness center and pool. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning, conveniently located off the I-10 near golf, gaming, and entertainment. For reservations and information, call 951-572-5500. That's 951-572-5500, or go online at hiebanning.com.
Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, you know, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Jesse, what's going on over there?
Oh my. Nothing. I'm just enjoying. I'm waiting for Friday. I want some good news. I need to watch some new movies so I can wash my mind out of all the bad news that's been happening.
Yeah, when's that Moon movie come out? I want to see that.
Why? Okay. God, that movie still scares me. I swear to God, I do not like these end of the day or like end of the world movies that just like natural disaster type things. These things really do scare me. But I think it's called Nightfall, and it's due out in I think it's due out in March.
Close. Moonfall.
Dang it.
Yeah, Nightfall's what another movie would be if Moon didn't fall. But if the moon falls, we all have Nightfall, right? So
I'm pretty sure if the moon fell, we'd all be gone.
Yeah, exactly. Which is a mysterious force knocking the moon from its orbit around Earth and sends it hurtling on a collision course with life as we know it. Yeah, it's weird how that affects you, though, right, Jesse?
It really does. Yeah, these natural disaster movies, they get me. I don't know why. I can watch horror movie after horror movie.
That is odd. I'm not going to lie.
Like gore movies galore, and just they will not faze me. But these like movies like 2012, Day After Tomorrow, they horrify me because that stuff, what if it happens?
Because nobody thinks if it were to happen, right?
Right? I'm just like, so in a natural disaster, what I want, that's what I want. I want an emergency hot air balloon. No? Just so you can hover above everything?
I think that's good for earthquakes, actually. Actually, you know what? That's the best thing. You know what? Good idea. I would put that on the roof of everybody's roof. And then when you have an earthquake or a flood, just do that. Right? Doesn't that make sense? I mean, I don't know about if the moon hits you. That one's kind of... I don't think you can get us. I would want a spaceship for that one to get out of Dodge. But I like the hot air balloon idea. I think that one has legs. Why not, right? That's what I've always said. I've always said if there's a bad earthquake, forget about getting under your table. Go up to the roof and then hover. Yay! Right? That makes sense. That's why we need hover cars. I'm just saying.
Ooh, that would be actually a cool idea for areas that have like massive flooding, like emergency hot air balloons on the roof.
It's not a bad idea. It's probably one of the best ideas I've ever heard since sliced bread. I don't think people are going to buy into it just yet, but I think there's areas where they could actually probably do more good than bad, right? Especially in these areas that are kind of constantly under the deluge of waters. I'm just saying. Let's see. Patricia says there is so much good going on also. I like these ideas. Let's see. All right. Let's see. She says if it happens at night. Oh, that's true. Actually, that's a good idea. If moonfall happens at nightfall. Actually, Nightfall sounds like a good movie name that you should write the next book on, Jesse. I'm telling you, you got to get to writing. You got a lot of good ideas in your head. Just don't do about disasters on this earth.
No. I would not do that because to be honest, if I start doing that, I would not be able to sleep.
Yeah. That makes sense. A lot of questions around the world as to coronavirus. What are they going to call it? What is it that you have? And this is what I say. Make sure when you get tested, you find out which one you have. Not all variants are the same. All right. Because they're all different. They all have different capabilities. And because as such, you might need to treat each one differently. It's like kind of saying, okay, you treat a cold differently than the flu. Well, coronavirus, if you have alpha, beta, delta plus, because that's still a thing, look it up. Lambda, there's still lambda out there. There's still mu. The new one, which probably is going to start with an I. From France is the situation. What were you going to say, Jesse?
No, it'll probably be called IOTA. No, I have another story. I don't know whether it's... No, it's sad. It's kind of messed up. I don't even know if I want to share it.
Okay, we're going to switch gears here just a bit because we're going way too dismal for our morning show. I like to create awareness on morning show. I don't want to go all like depression. I think the Bob Saget really put you into a tailspin this day, Jesse.
I don't know, Bob Saget, it hurt me.
Oh, I get that. Did you look up to him like a father?
Maybe like a crazy uncle.
Okay, I can see that. All right, yeah, that one really hit, Jesse. I know the moment I spoke to you, said it was a sad week. I said, "What happened?" Bob Saget died. I go, I was expecting more stuff from you. I'm not gonna lie, Jesse. When I heard that, I said, "Oh," and then I understand. That really puts a damper on things, huh?
It does, but you just gotta look through the brightness.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. I'm glad he lived a long life. I'm not happy it ended early, right? Anyone that feels like people, and I get it sometimes. I get where people kind of think, okay, we all want people to live as long as possible, right? We all want people to live as many years as they possibly can, right? We all want for us to be happy in the end, right? Why would we want it to be cut short due to something that could easily be prevented, right? So we're all dealing with this pandemic. I'm not saying this is what he died from. I'm just saying at the end of the day, I think a lot of us are exhibiting a lot of things that we all feel is coming pretty soon. And with as many people getting sick as I've seen on my social media, I've seen a lot of people post their pictures of being sick, having coronavirus. I have, as I mentioned, my good friend in Vegas who posted actually a negative test of coronavirus and then a positive test. So she got a false negative and then she did the right thing by getting a second test. And she just went to CES, by the way, which I was going to go to. I'm kind of glad I didn't now. But I was having a conversation with somebody else that said that is where people travel from around the world to group up. And that happened in Vegas. All right. So do I think she got it from Vegas? I believe the answer is yes. And you have world travelers coming to show all of their new, technologies. I know Paul Lane usually goes there and broadcasts from there as well. And I will say, anybody that's gone there, if you didn't wear a face mask or you weren't careful all the way through, you might be sick with coronavirus. This is what happens in big, large events like this when you have world travelers coming in for a very, small amount of time, showing all their great new tech gadgets and then some, and they have to go on flights from one place to another. And people that don't understand, Vegas is a hub of world travelers when it comes to technology shows. This is where you can get sick really quickly and really fast. But I imagine those that were on the same flights back to where those people have to go to are also going to get sick with people that already are on the flights. So that's why we have so much more that's going to happen from these next couple of months that we're really not through it at all. That's why I say government's got to spread in a good way. Sorry, I'm looking at Patricia saying super spreader events. And you know what? Yeah, I will say this. It's not like it was meant to be a super spreader event. If everybody does the right thing about social distancing and then some, usually you're okay. But usually it's in the after events. What I mean by that is this. Usually at these events and at these, convention sites, I'll give you an example. We did the LA Auto Show, right? And I showed a little bit of what we did at the LA Auto Show. We had a big speech there, and we had, networking events and everything. But everybody had to wear their face masks, right? And it was rare if I saw anybody not wearing a face mask because everybody was very much on everybody at the LA Convention Center wearing their face mask. Now, that was in November, early part of December, right? It was not as robust as it has been in last year's, but everybody was wearing a face mask. But it's in the after events. If in the after events people don't wear face masks and they constantly, spread to one another and they're kind of lax about it, that's when it's easily spread. Now, I'm not saying face masks are the end-all be-all. I saw a report recently from a scientist that said if you have coronavirus, make sure to wear an N95 or a KN95. Not going to lie, my mom said she's been looking, and she said that lately it seems that they're starting to go out again. I said, well, that's okay. I have a supplier around the corner that sells them, and these are the ones that we get. Plus, we got a whole box full of N95s anyway that we were gifted, like six boxes full. So I know we're ahead of that. Plus, we have the UV light to be able to kind of, get rid of all the problems that can come on face masks. So we don't have to wear one and then toss it away, wear one and then toss it away. I keep telling people, get a UV box, which actually you put your cell phone or anything in, and it wipes it away clean and clear. You just leave it in there, a good couple cycles, boom. You might as well say rinse and repeat, literally, on that face mask. So you can wear it again and again and again, which is what certain doctors do in certain hospitals, and actually Asian states. So if they do it, I do it, I'm good. But my point is this. So each and every one of you just need to really, really, really understand that you need to take care of each other, okay? Take care of each other. Make sure each one is accountable to their own self and in a good way. Not like, hey, I'll do what I want. I don't care what you do because you and I breathe the same air. I don't want you spreading especially if you have coronavirus, right? Whether you know or do not know, you may be spreading it to me. So, hey, we basically share the same air in a airport or a plane or a building or, said room, right? So be careful. There's no way to be 100% away from it with coronavirus, unfortunately, unless you're in a plastic bubble. And Jesse, unless you have a plastic bubble that you're going to roam around free in, I'm pretty sure at some point somewhere you're going to get it, right?
You know what? I'm pretty sure I already gotten COVID a couple times. So, I mean, I know when my brother got it, he was in the room next to me, and I was sick that whole week that he was sick.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, and that's how it gets. That's how it gets, yeah. Right? And like I say, with people living, together, like Full House, right? It's that time and period where we got to be safe for each other. And again, the numbers are in the math. I'm telling you right now, 1 out of 8 will get severely ill, all right? And if that's the case, make sure you say, hey, hospital, please. All right, we got to take a quick break. I will be right back right after these messages with more with Jesse and I on The Morning Show.
Hey, Mark's here. We want people should know about the new Italian radio show on KMET. Like my Uncle Vinny used to say, Kumbas non stunad.
SKD. There is no such words in Italian.
Forget about it. Tell them about the show.
The Italian Radio Show, presented by West Coast Italian Radio.
Mondays at 4 p.m. on KMET 1490 or stream us live 24/7 from our website at WCIR.biz.
Make sure to tune in.
You don't want them, we should have to tell you twice.
Join Yvette Walker every Tuesday at 4 o'clock p.m. on KMET ABC News Radio, 1490 AM, FM 98.1, and Internet KMET TV for the Southern California Business Report. The show is dedicated to highlighting successful businesses and the individuals behind them. Yvette interviews the incredible people managing these enterprises that range from awe-inspiring sole proprietors to world-renowned organizations. The Southern California Business Report, Tuesdays at 4 o'clock p.m.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the #1 choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers, with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4-LAW. That's 1-800-616-4-LAW.
The staff and families at Custom Care Solutions Caregivers take this time out to recognize and salute the Palm Desert men and women in uniform, standing tall for our political and economic freedoms around the world. Let's always remember them in our thoughts and prayers. Their efforts abroad and our support have kept America strong. That message was courtesy of your good friends at Custom Care Solutions Caregivers, 42201 Beacon Hill in Palm Desert. They're always working to keep our community moving in a positive direction.
Your health truly is the greatest gift. At U-Theory, quality of life is at the heart of every product we make. From farm to shelf, we travel the world to source the purest, most efficacious, and clinically studied ingredients to create science-backed supplements that support beauty, emotional, digestive, and physical well-being. All U-Theory products are manufactured at our Southern California facility, ensuring the highest quality standards every step of the way. As a family-owned company, we celebrate the power of human potential with a mission to inspire wellness in all. Try U-Theory Immune Plus Daily Wellness. 100% daily values of vitamin C, D3, and zinc. Go beyond the you of today and catch the you of tomorrow. U-Theory.
Hello, listeners. This is Christopher from The Christopher Show. Hey, if you missed one of our shows here at KMET, don't worry about it. You can go to our webpage, and that's KMET1490am.com. Go to the homepage, click on the SoundCloud tab, and hear any show anytime you want. The Fat Greek in Yucaipa, where you can get authentic, delicious, true Greek food. Authentic gyros, Greek salads, pitas, falafel, hamburgers, burritos, and oh yes, baklava. The Fat Greek has a large selection of wines, ice-cold domestic, and imported Greek beer. Come on down to the Fat Greek located on Yucaipa Boulevard in the city of Yucaipa. Open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. The Fat Greek has delivery, drive-thru, sit-down, and a catering service. So bring in a family or give Nicholas and Christopher a call at 909-797-6018. Eat Greek, live long. Remember, if you want authentic Greek food, it's the Fat Greek in Yucaipa.
The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning is distinctively suited for your travel time out of the car. Off the road, you'll find a courteous, welcoming staff in spacious rooms with desks, flat-screen HD TVs, and comfortable furnishings. Enjoy the complimentary breakfast buffet, high-speed internet, and fitness center and pool. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning, conveniently located at the I-10 near golf, gaming, and entertainment. For reservations and information, call 951-572-5500. That's 951-572-5500, or go online at hiebanning.com.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Stephanie says, now I was planning to register for press badge CES, but thank goodness I forgot and didn't go. Yeah, I will say, it's one of those things where everybody kind of is in one of those situations where you think you're okay, but you're not okay. And then you got to be careful when you are back from one of those shows. You got to up your immunity and then some, make sure you have your vaccinations and then sort of minimize it as much as possible. With this kind of spreading as it is, there is no vaccination against it yet. But I will say in the next coming months, you'll hear a lot of news from Pfizer and hopefully a few others. But Pfizer, I think, is ahead of it. And if I can make a recommendation ahead of time, it would be do the Pfizer. All right, that'll help you with the Jesse, what else is going on in the news?
Okay, I went through my sadness. I figured out. I remembered a news story that it was good news. It was good news.
Okay.
So, my mom likes to put little scratchies in my Christmas stocking. Okay.
Okay.
So, a lot of people do. So this kid, he's a math major at the University of Virginia. His mom put in a lottery ticket for the Bank of Million somewhere in Virginia. So I'm assuming that's where it is. We don't have that here. But so yeah, he went to check out his ticket to see if he won, and he did. He won $1 million after tax.
Whoa, what?
Yes. I mean, yeah, just I couldn't even imagine just to find out a ticket that I got in my Christmas stocking won $1 million. That's it's insane.
Okay, I'm not gonna say that's not cool. I think it's probably the best thing ever for anyone, right?
Right. I hope he buys his mom a little precious gift. So plus, I hope he pays off his tuition.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so well, that's good news.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I will say this: it's good to be alive. It's good to stay safe, and it's good to use your thinking caps. All right, people, we're out of time. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. Live it well, okay?